Hello guys and welcome to the science class. Today we're going to be talking about the changes in the hydrosphere and also in the lithosphere. So let's start off with the changes in the hydrosphere. So the excessive use of fresh water for economic activities and to satisfy also the demand of the growing population, right, that is growing every single day, has made water, this resource, so important, too scarce, to become insufficient, right? And because we haven't got that much, because we're using this resource way too much, the planet cannot renew, yes, this water supply as quickly, because we're consuming it too fast. And the consequence is that the water level of rivers and lakes decrease. So let's talk about now building dams and reservoirs. So even building dams is very important because it is generating electric energy. They are also destroying and changing the water levels in surrounding rivers and lakes and even groundwater. So dams can destroy entire areas around it, like forests, agricultural fields, and even archaeological remains. So by submerging the area in water, right? So they are just filling in these huge gaps that they create, and then they are also causing damages to nature. So here also comes the word eutrophication, yeah, where the nutrients of an aquatic system greatly increase, yeah. So now this aquatic system, these water bodies have a greater quantity of nutrients or minerals, and they cause a great growth of plant life and the extinction as well of animals because of the lack of oxygen. Remember that these nutrients absorb the oxygen, and therefore there is no animals because they cannot absorb and breathe out any oxygen. So one thing to bear in mind is that water can be contaminated naturally, yeah. So water can be contaminated by pollen, spores, animal excrement, and minerals, yeah. However, man-made contamination or contaminants have a greater impact because they are not always able to decompose like the natural contaminants do. So water polluted by humans can be classified in many ways, and let's start with the first one. Take my highlighter here. Let's start with sewage or wastewater. So this is water that contains the waste from the sewer, and also water from showering and washing, yeah. So every time you're taking a shower, you're using soap, you're using detergents, right, to clean up your body. However, somehow you're contaminated. We are contaminating water, yeah. And then those waste are accumulated and disposed through the sewer, yeah. Water is also used for agriculture and livestock to raise animals, right? Here's the picture, all right? And look how much water they are using, right, to grow these plants and for agriculture in general, and even more to grow animals. Remember that this water contains fertilizers, pesticides, leftover animal food in the case of the livestock, and feces even, yeah. So we also have a third let me get mine perfect. So we get a third condition, that is water used for industry, and this water used in industry can can dispose heavy metals, detergents, and even acids to water. As you can see in this picture, the chemicals that come from petroleum can also contaminate. And what they do well is they escape from trucks, as you can see in this picture here. Yeah, they can escape from trucks and oil platforms when there are accidents, right? And they can even reach to these aquifers, right, groundwater, and at the end they can reach the ocean. So look how this contamination that occurs on the surface, yeah, might also get into these aquifers and then get into the oceans. So now I got one question for you. How do you think we can protect the hydrosphere? Yeah, you're gonna write three solutions, all right? 3 ways that we can protect the hydrosphere on your notebook, please. And we're gonna talk about them in the science class in the afternoon. So now let's talk about the second topic of the class, which is changes on the lithosphere. Okay? So let's talk about urban expansion. So whenever a city is built, right, it stops the use and formation of new soil. And this decreases the ability of the soil to absorb rain, as well as the ability for new plants to grow. Okay, so that is one consequence. So I am pretty sure that you've been in a park, right? So when you're in a park, have you noticed that the ground is harder on those trails, right? So here is one trail, and also trails marked by cars, not only by people. Now, when people are walking on the trails, they are making the holes and the pores that the soil has disappear. And this leaves microorganisms from ground without a place to live. Those small spaces, those small holes and pores are actually very important for the microorganisms. And with soil compaction, actually, plants don't have any place to grow, and also the microorganisms that are very important because they fix the nitrogen from the atmosphere into the soil, right? Let's talk about illegal garbage dumps. So those are places where people are not authorized to dispose their garbage. However, they do it, yeah? So because these dumps are not built in a proper way, they attract animals. Can you see those birds? They can attract rodents, they can attract insects, and these types of dumps pollute the soil and even can get into the groundwater. Now the big question is, how do you think we can protect the lithosphere? So you're gonna write again 3 solutions, and you're gonna tell me how you can protect the lithosphere. Okay, so that was today's class. I hope that you enjoyed the class, and we're gonna see each other later on the Zoom class. Goodbye, have a good one.